favorite things. It's to watch Brendan's cross-examinations. So this one, he's cross-examining Chief Bill, and this is at the section that relates to the content I took screenshots of, where it refers to the feeling of violence and whatnot. Anyway, check this out. I just have to line it up. Here we go.
You'd agree with me that that's not unprecedented violence, is it?
What I defined violence, it wasn't criminal code violence, and I'm happy to again go through the definition that I was using when I was talking. This is a part of it. Threats, charges under the criminal code was a part of it, but it was the trauma that the community felt. It was the extreme circumstances that they were exposed to and the duration of time that they were exposed to that has very clearly been described to me by community members as violence inflicted on them and toward them.
And so that's the honking, right? Is one of them.
Honking would be one of them.
The, I believe the exhaust coming from trucks.
But I think it's important you put it in context. It's the honking of large horns of approximately 300 to 400 to 500 trucks simultaneously for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's not just tooting a little, it's the incessant noise pollution that is being inflicted on the people that we were referring to.
Right, and we've already heard evidence that as of February 7th, when Mr. Champ and his client was actually obtained with respect to silencing those horns, things got. You agree?
Well, I think they got better period of time, yes.
Right.
But that was on the 7th. That was 9 days, 10 days into the circumstance.
Right, and it's also the fact that the trucks that were blocking up downtown Ottawa, in the area, we've heard some evidence that it's about 18,000 people. Is that right?
That would be accurate, I believe.
And what's the entirety of the population of Ottawa?
Just over 1 million.
Just over 1 million. So 18,000 residents were the ones being, as you define it.
I don't think this of the amount of people that were being exposed to it minimizes the trauma that those community members felt and very clearly expressed. On the general population of Ottawa, it was a smaller number, but it doesn't minimize the impact it had on that number of people or that group of people.
Thank you. And this is the last document I wanted to refer. I've given very short notice ago. It became relevant questions my friend from the federal government asked. It's pb.nsc.can.0003256_REL.0001. So if you could scroll down just to the second page, please. Thank you. So just so you know, this is, and I'm not, I know you haven't heard Brenda Lucky to the Chief of Staff for the Minister, PD, and she has a discussion about her views on the invocation of the emergency there, and I just want to read it to you, and you can well. There she states, I'm of the view that we have not yet exhausted all available tools that are already available through existing legislation. There are instances where charges could be laid under existing authority for various criminal code offenses occurring right now in the context of the protest. The Ontario Provincial Emergencies Act just enacted will also help in providing additional deterrent tools to our existing toolbox. Then she goes on, the existing tools are considered in our existing plan and will be used in due course as necessary. So you've had an opportunity to read that and hear it, and you also, I take it, heard the evidence from Superintendent Morris regarding there being no credible threat under Section 2 of the CSIS Act, correct?
That's correct.
All right. And you agree with me that Superintendent Morris is the most senior intelligence officer in the apparatus, is that right?
it's difficult for me to scale exactly. He's a seasoned and experienced and senior intelligence officer, yes.
Okay.
You're pretty well out of time.
Yeah, I just have one to agree with what Commissioner Lucky said in the
It's a perspective, for sure, and I think it's one that would be more appropriate to question her on. I've been very clear about how we utilize the provisions of the Emergency Act to actually execute our plan and create stability around the execution of our plan.
Right. Do you agree with her perspective?
I do believe there could have been other opportunities. There was provisions with those. What I have said, and I'll say again, is we leveraged the Emergency Act as it came out to create a very stable platform to be able to access tow trucks, to be able to do the 4 or 5 different areas that I identified. So while these abilities do exist, absolutely in what Commissioner Lucky has identified, the Emergency Act created a very stable platform, a stable environment for us to execute plan.
But last question, just because I just want to get this clear. But so you're saying that there was existing laws that you could have done the same thing under. Is that right?
We had a plan. We were going to execute a plan.
Thank you.
Okay, next are the Ottawa residents and businesses.
How long are we here for?
20 years.
If I'd known that judge was giving us the box, I'd have asked for the chair.
Yeah, so, Brendan. Oh, here's a little thing that I made. Do like a so we'll talk about Slolly, and then we'll play, or what I call it, crying slowly. So here's crying slowly for you.
The Oscar goes to...
I would be surprised at recording.